Hello everyone and welcome to Re-Engineer You, the #1 show for massive weight loss. I am your host, Cameron Makarchuk, Master Transformation Coach, and today we're back in my kitchen for another wonderful edition of Cooking with Cam. Today, we got a really good response on that last cooking show that I did with you guys when we went through how to make, I don't remember what that was. It was spaghetti squash and an Italian meat sauce. So we got a really good response on that. So I wanted to do another recipe for you guys, another cooking show. So today what we're making is a butternut squash and chicken soup. So basically what we have is I already took the butternut squash and you can see it right there. I cubed it. So I peeled the butternut squash and then scooped out the insides of it, which is right here. So you just peel the butternut squash, spoon out the insides of it, peel it, and then just chop it up into some little cubes like that there. So I could probably have made a little bit smaller cubes, I guess, but first time I've ever peeled a butternut squash, so that's just the way it turned out. So that's that butternut squash. We're going to throw in some carrots. So I'm going to cut up some carrots here in a second, and we're going to do some celery. Throw in about 4 or 5 celery stalks. Probably I only have 2 carrots left, so I could probably use a little more carrots. But if you have maybe 3 or 4 carrots, then you could throw some carrots in. Half of an onion. So I'm going to slice that onion up and throw that in there. I have 2 chicken breasts that I'm going to slice up and we'll throw in the pot, and then of course some chicken stock. Okay, so we'll put in a bunch of chicken stock, and then that'll be that. So as you can see, I'm using a Dutch oven, which is what this pot is called. It's like a slow cooker, but it's you do it in the oven instead of plugging it in. Awesome thing. I highly recommend picking one up. I love it. Great for making soups and stuff in. I make a lot of soups in this, and so yeah, basically I'll go over the times and stuff of how long you should be cooking this for and everything, but basically yeah, this is a Dutch oven that I'm going to put in the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll probably leave it in there for about 2 hours or so, 325 for 2 hours, and that should be pretty solid. Okay, so let's get back into it. So we got our butternut squash already cut up in there. I don't know if that's going to be a little bit too much, hopefully not, but we'll see how it turns out. So next up, we'll do some carrots. So we'll slice up these carrots here. So we have our carrots. I just sliced them up just like so, little circles like that. You could of course cut them the lengthwise, julienne style if you're fancy. I'm not really too particularly fancy, so I'm just going to cut them up like that. Throw them in the pot. Then we'll move on to our celery. Okay, so there we go. We got our celery all in the pot here. Next up, we'll do some onions. Okay, so there we have our onions. We'll just scrape those in there. Okay, so onions are done. So as you can see, our pot's filling up here pretty good. So next up, we'll get our chicken in there. So take our chicken breasts. Okay, so we got our chicken all cut up there. I like to put, pretty small sizes of chicken, pretty small cubes of chicken. Throw that all in the pot, just like so, which doesn't really look like a whole lot quite yet. I'll just push that off to the side there. I'm just gonna wash my hands here real quick. So we have a whole bunch of stuff in there. So like I said, we got our butternut squash. I just put a whole butternut squash in there. I put 2 chicken breasts, half an onion, about 3 or 4 celery stalks, about 2 or 3 carrots can go in there. And now we'll put in some chicken stock, just some chicken broth. So let's do so not really one for measuring stuff. I like to eyeball things. So I'm just going to dump in enough until looks like it might be something of a soup. It's going to take quite a bit because there's a lot of stuff in there. So I'm just going to take a little take a spoon here. And we'll just stir this up a little bit. Get it all mixed in there real nice. Interesting little side note, when you're trying to cut or peel a butternut squash, if you've never peeled a butternut squash before, maybe watch a YouTube video on how to do it, because I had a hell of a time trying to peel this butternut squash. So because of the weird shape of it, you can't really you can't just sit there and just peel it like this with a peeler. So you got to cut it first, scoop out the insides of it, and then peel it, and then slice it lengthwise and slice it a couple different ways, and then peel it with a knife. So just a little fun fact for you that I am no good at peeling butternut squashes. So okay, so that's looking pretty good. I think we'll throw just, I don't have much left in here, so I think I'll just dump it in. So we got a lot of squash in there, so this is going to be enough soup here for a while. I'll have some leftovers here for quite a bit, but that's okay. So yeah, and we'll just mix it up in here a little bit more. You can add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste if you want. I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to see what the flavor's like, just like this when it's all done. And that's it. So, okay, so as you can see, we have a nice soup in there, all ready to go. So yeah, so that's about it. That's everything. Like always, very simple. As I always say, if I can cook really good meals, then anybody can, because I am not a good cook. So if I can do this, anybody can. 100% healthy, fits in, you know, anywhere in your meal plan. Because it's got a little bit of that, it's because it's got all that squash in there. This would be a little bit better for, say, like a post-workout meal. So it would be better for dinners and things like that after you've already worked out. But I mean, it's squash, so you could have it pretty much any time. But if you are trying to lose a lot of weight and you are trying to really enhance your progress like that, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep something like this with the amount of squash that's in there for, you know, like a first meal post-workout sort of thing. So depending what time you're working out and your training sessions are, then that would kind of dictate where you would have this meal. Okay, so, but that's it. I'm gonna put the lid on it and we'll check back in here in about 2 hours. Like I said, I'm gonna put it in the oven for 2 hours on 325, and we'll come back and check it out when it's all done. And through the wonders of video editing, 2 hours later we have a nice delicious butternut squash soup. So just to kind of recap in there, we got some celery, some butternut squash, carrots, onions, some chicken broth, and a couple chicken breasts in there, and you can add some salt and pepper in there too for taste if you like. I didn't, but you can add some in there. So it smells super, super good. I'm gonna cut this off now, and we'll wrap things up. And I'm gonna go enjoy this nice butternut squash soup here tonight. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys really got a lot out of this, then please click the the like, tweet, share, +1 buttons below this video, and just spread the word. Get this video out there, send it to someone who you think would benefit from it, and let's spread the word here. And if you would like my free report, I got a free report for you, 3 secrets for massive weight loss. You can go ahead and check that out at reengineeru.com and get that for free right away today. All right, so that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next time.